Hey guys, welcome back to Freedom Homestead. I'm Tangie.
And I'm Amanda.
And I'm Brianna.
And I'm Emily.
And this is the last part of our series about friendship. And the reason why Amanda and I decided to make these videos is because several of you, especially young moms, have said, I have a really hard time cultivating friendships. And so we just wanted to kind of help out in any way that we can. So we talked about how we became friends. Over on her channel you'll find 2 videos, and this is the second video on our channel about friendship. So we talked about how to find friends and become a friend, how to
Be a friend.
and now we're talking about how to keep your friends. So part 1 was over on her channel, and now this is part 2. So one thing that you hear a lot about, or that I've heard several times, and usually it's referring to marriage, but again, some of the same principles apply when maintaining friendships, is that you cannot expect the other person to complete you, to be your savior. There's only one person that can do that. So don't put so much pressure on the other person to kind of fill the gaps that you might have in your life. That's just too much pressure.
Well, I mean, you know, it's this idea of not clinging, I think, is very similar to that, in that, you know, we have to be our own person. If you're going to keep friends, sometimes I think people seek out friendships because they feel like they're really lacking something in their life, and they're looking for somebody else to kind of fill those holes. And you really have to be your own complete person and know who you are if you're going to be a good friend, to have someone to where you'll be able to keep friends, you know. And I know I've heard, especially the younger kids, when they're like teenagers, I know Brianna's even had this experience, that she was trying to be, you know, friends or friendly with someone, and that person was friendly to her, and then something happened and that person was like, oh, well, I really just wanted someone to, you know, to like be my best friend and be around me all the time. And Brianna was like, it was just, it totally killed it. You know, it was like, Brianna was like, well, I wanted to be their friend, but it was just like all of a sudden they were like pouring all these things on them, and it was just an uncomfortable situation. So I think, you know, you really need to remember that friendships, like you said, don't complete you. Right. You know, friendships are a way that you can add to someone else's life, and the benefit of that is they'll add to your life, and then you can bless one another. Right. But it doesn't fill any holes. It doesn't fill any gaps. You know, those are within yourself, between you and the Lord, and you have to do that outside of your friendships. Absolutely. So that clinginess, that's, and you said there's nothing that'll kill your friendship more than clinginess.
Yeah. If you make it feel like I am your everything and you need me for every breath that you're ever going to take, I'm gone. You done scared me off. I need space to be my own person, to have my own life, and I want my life to be better because you're in it. And you know, that there's that mutual benefit, but not, don't smother me. Don't smother me.
Have y'all had anyone who was clingy to you or tried to like put pressure on you in terms of your friendship?
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel?
Uncomfortable. Kind of like, bye.
I mean, for me, the particular friendship that I was in where this person relied on me so much, it was like I was afraid of messing up or giving them the wrong advice, because I knew that if they took it and if they, you know, messed up, then they would hold that against me, and potentially even more people will hold that against me. So I think the best thing that you can do for anybody in that situation, whether you remain friends with them or not, is to just pray for them. Because there's no telling what kind of holes that they do have in their life that they really need help with, if they're seeking from you.
Good point.
And so, and that kind of goes too along with what she was just saying, you know, expecting someone to be your everything. You really got to lower those expectations. And again, remember that a friendship is about not only what you get from the other person, but what can you give to them. And if you're putting all of these expectations on somebody, that this person is going to make me happy, this person is going to make my days better, they're going to make my life worth living, you are
Setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, they're bound to be disappointed for sure.
Absolutely.
Because no one's ever going to be that, no matter
No.
how great they are. I mean, I'm amazing. I'm going to disappoint Tangi. I've disappointed Tangi.
I don't think you've disappointed me yet.
I'm sure I have. You're just such a good friend. You're only thinking of the good things.
Well,
But-
I think the only disappointing that I can think of at the moment is that you don't live close enough.
Wow.
But I'm here, so I made the drive. It was worth it.
So, you know, people are going to fail you from time to time. People are going to, I have no idea what they're giggling about. Okay. So I think that sometimes people hold their friends to a standard that's higher than they would hold their own self to.
Yes.
And you need to remember, be humble, remember
Always
who
be
you
humble
are,
and kind.
and just know that no one is going to be perfect.
Right.
No one is going to do everything the way that you think that they should. But that doesn't mean that they're not a valuable person and not
Right.
someone that you can be a blessing to or benefit from, you know, in a mutual way. So that whole idea of lowered expectations, I think, is important because we just sometimes set those standards too high, and it'd be impossible to have any friends if we really expected people to be that for us.
Right. I'm not going to expect Amanda to do something that I would not ask of myself. I would not ask her to bring something to the table that I would not be willing to do. In fact, we were talking earlier, and I said, you know, I honestly cannot think of anything that could come between our friendship that we would not be willing to work out.
To work it out. Important.
Yes.
Important. Well, on that note, giving space.
Yeah.
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 We talked about not clinging. We talked about the whole idea of not putting up pressure, lowered expectations. But you know, friendships need space.
Sometimes people just need their own time to themselves, to think about themselves, to take care
Well,
of
to take care of their
themselves.
lives. I mean, we were talking about young women, young moms.
Yeah, also when, like, sometimes moms can't even, like, be with their friends all the time, have full contact because they have angels like us, you know.
I'm glad they understand. they're like, they've got to spend their time on us. You don't get friendships right now. But you know, the truth of the matter is sometimes we do make those sacrifices for our families, and a good friend will understand that.
Absolutely.
A good friend will give you that space and give you that time and make sure you can take care of these sweet angels so that you can have some time in the future.
Right. You guys know how I like garden analogies, right? So when you're planting carrots, you want to plant them close together. But then when they get to a certain size, you need to thin them out so they have more space to reach their full potential. If you leave them close together, they will grow. They will grow, but they will not get as big as they could, and they kind of look a little funny when you pull them out of the ground. They taste the same, but they haven't reached their full potential. Same thing with friendships.
That was deep.
Thank you. Thank you. Like a carrot. So, if you want your friendships to thrive, you have to allow your friends to be their own person and have their own lives and give them space.
Like a carrot.
And
Like
don't get
it.
Like
mad.
a carrot.
And don't get mad when they hang out with another friend.
Oh.
That's what is really hard, especially with teenagers.
That's a
But
teenager
the
thing.
moment that you have somebody that is not them, they will flip out and get so jealous and get so angry.
That's not a good friend, Boo.
Give them
No.
space.
Yep, and I think that goes back to the
Being gracious too.
being gracious.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are not being disloyal to a friend if you are hanging out with other friends.
Yeah.
That's silly.
No.
And again, that's, you know,
That's
giving
very
them space
silly.
to have their own life, and they can have a life separate from you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No clinginess.
No clinginess.
Don't cling.
No.
It's not cute.
And talk about celebrating your differences.
Celebrate good times.
Okay.
I'm leaving that in there. But one of the things that we talked about earlier was that even though Amanda and I have so much in common, we're also very different. But it's our differences, I think, that make us work.
They
Like beautifully, like a well-oiled machine.
Beautifully.
We can even work together, and we have. We have
have.
actually worked together.
for many years.
Yes.
which says something about our friendship, because I've been married for many years and I don't think I could work for my husband.
No, same. Absolutely same.
I think the reason why, though, is exactly what you're saying, because we appreciate each other's differences and
Yep.
we're not bothered by them. We celebrate them.
Yes.
So I think that's a great thing to do, is to not be so stressed about your differences with other people, but actually celebrate them and appreciate how you're different and how you can benefit from one another with those differences.
Yep. So one example would be, and I'm thinking about our working relationship, is Amanda is a very structured person. She likes organization and detail. I am a creative person. I'm kind of a free spirit. I'm a little bit all over the place. But those two things actually work really, really well together, because I give her the creativity and she keeps me grounded and focused, which is like the worst thing for me, is staying focused. Amanda is like laser beam intensity. This is what's got to be done. And it worked awesomely. And we both recognize that in each other. So when something came up, I could say, okay, Amanda, this is your department. Like, this is like freaking me out because I just want to dance in La La Land over here. And Amanda is like, okay, I need you to make this look good.
Yes.
And
Many times.
yeah, and it works.
This is you.
Yeah. I mean, and both of us we can both do a little bit of the other thing. Like, Amanda is creative. She is creative. She can sew and do all those things. And you know, I'm an administrative assistant for a living, so I have some organizational skills, but
we
it's
know our
not
comfort zones.
Yes, we know our comfort zones, and we know our strengths too, and it works beautifully.
Yes. And that is, if you're going to keep your friendships, you need to be focused on celebrating the differences rather than being critical of those differences.
Right.
Because we did work together, you know, and maybe I am like super structured and I want things done in a particular way. You know, Tangi could get frustrated with me because I want things done in a particular way. Or I could get frustrated with her that she's not doing it in the
That I'm
order
not
that I
being
think is
focused.
best.
Right.
And she could be bothered by me that I don't see her, you know, her creative vision. And I could be frustrated with her because she's so creative and it's not in line with where I am right now. You know, there's always opportunities when people are different to just be frustrated, and you have to choose instead to see the good in those differences.
Absolutely.
You have to choose to find the value in them and to see how they can support your overall friendship and your overall dreams that you have together. And so even if you don't work together per se, even if like now we don't work together anymore, we just live our lives as moms and we're friends.
And we're still friends.
And we're still friends. So
that never changed.
Nope, never. We just had a lot on our plate and we had to cut some things out, and that was one of them.
First and foremost, we're moms. We're moms and we're wives.
And
So
they have to take care of us.
they know that. So anyway, so now we're just moms, but we still have those same differences, and we still can come to one another just with regular mom things, you know, and maybe I need some advice or some support with some like if I message her and I'm like, you know, we've done this recently because I'm redoing some things in my house, and I'm like, Tangi, this is what I want to do in my house, and I will like walk through the house and show her the different things. I get her opinion on it, and she can still help me with her creativity within just our regular home life. And she can still call me and ask me, you know, hey, I'm thinking about doing things in this order. What do you think? And we can still support one another even though we're not working together. And so that's how you can use your friendships just in a regular everyday basis, just to support one another with your skills and your differences rather than be frustrated with them.
Exactly. Do you have something you wanted to add?
No, you worded it really well.
You guys are different.
Yeah.
How do you make your differences work in your friendship?
Answer. Yeah, some.
Clearly, M is the talker. At least in public. I would venture to guess that Brianna is the talker in private.
No, I can talk in public really well.
Yes, but when you have the option of putting it off on M, you're like, M, that's your department.
She's better at expressing her feelings than I am.
I'm glad that you appreciate her skills.
Oh my gosh! I just proved the point.
You did. And
That's her.
You're the
and
creative one. Yeah, and actually, our
It's flip-flop
daughter.
for
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brianna's the creative one. That's why you're doing the photography and stuff.
Oh wait, kind of facts, and you're way more structured than me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of facts.
Yep.
kind of.
We
Yeah.
have opposite daughters. I guess that's how our daughters balance us.
I guess. And then on the same token, Emily is also creative, and I'm sure that Brianna has
She does
some
have some structure.
But you're probably like me in that you lack focus, where Emily is very focus driven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's just funny how it works.
Would you say that you lack focus?
Yes.
I am so.
But we
I
all
am-
get along great.
I am like squirrel. Anyway, we hope you guys have enjoyed this. We hope that this has enriched your life or helped you in some way. Friends are important.
They are, and you guys need them.
Yes, everyone needs them.
Everyone.
But hopefully we've helped.
You guys.
We hope that we hope we put some things in perspective and kind of gave you a realistic look at how to make friends, how to be a friend, and how to keep your friends. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, or if you have a fun friend story that you want to share, be sure to leave those comments down below. Also, don't forget to head on over to the Fundamental Home. Amanda over there talks about faith, family, and frugality. If you love grocery hauls, you will love her channel. And she also has a fun family too. So, yeah. So head on over to the Fundamental Home and be sure to subscribe and hang out with the Beals.
And subscribe here too.
Please. So anyway, that's all we've got for you guys today. Until next time.
Bye.